If you dream of one day hosting a gorgeous brunch with homemade biscuits and a honey-baked ham and all the fixings, but it's too expensive and it sounds like a lot of work, I've got this really easy tartine that you can recreate. It's got prosciutto and a secret ingredient, which is honey mustard butter. Life-changing. Let's start this with the honey mustard butter. What I have here is some room temperature salted butter. That way it's got nice flavor. Get the best butter you can find. This is a cultured butter that's really, really good. Get that in your bowl. Nice. You want it to be really nice and soft. Not melted, but a nice room temperature. And then I do pretty much equal parts butter to Dijon mustard. And you really want to know that your Dijon mustard has a nice full flavor. Don't just get, the bottom of the barrel, whatever you can find. This is a really simple dish, so every single ingredient is pretty important. And then I just take one of my little Barbie spatulas. It's Barbie's dream spatula. I always just say that because they're so small. I used to have a sparkly one because then it was definitely a Barbie spatula. So I'm just gonna mix this together. So excited. When I was making these sandwiches at Bouchon, oh my gosh, we would have these in big, huge piping bags, and we would do hundreds of sandwiches every single morning. I was there at like 4:30 in the morning making everybody's lunch. But it was so cute because I was just like thinking about it. I'm like, all these people are working their butts off, and they're gonna sneak over here and grab themselves a little lunch, and I wanna make sure that it's absolutely heaven. If your butter is a little too cold, you can pop it in the microwave for just like 10 seconds and it'll soften everything right up. You could also switch to a whisk if you need to do that. Now the final little surprise, honey. And I just like a little bit. I don't want it to be too sweet. I just want it to have that little surprise, kind of like the honey on a biscuit. And then the most important thing, especially since you're making it, so you gotta taste it. I always have a lot of these little tasting spoons around the house. Well, in one drawer. Perfect. Got a little bite from your mustard, a little bit of something from your honey. Love it. For our bread, you want to get a really delicious sourdough bread. It's just going to give you incredible flavor, and it's also going to look beautiful. Try to find like a local artisan if possible, or if you have a grocery store that has an amazing bread department, you can go there. I really like to work with bread that's been naturally leavened, meaning no commercial yeast. It just has such a different flavor, different crumb. It's nice and chewy. Oh, it's just heaven. So, got our bread, set that down. And then when I'm doing sandwiches and I want them to look good, I actually love using this tiny offset spatula. It's a really handy tool. And don't be cheap. It's the star of the show. Now it's time to think about the prosciutto. I go to the deli counter and I have the prosciutto hand cut for me. It's not much more expensive than what you buy in the package, but what's nice is you can have them put them in individual sheets so that they're easy to open and then they don't all fall apart. We want all that fat, we want all that good stuff. Yes, yes, yes. So then when I do the prosciutto, I just like to kind of lay it down and just kind of piece it in there nice and pretty, nice and loose. Create a little bit of height. Depending on how big the prosciutto is you're working with, 1, 2, 3 pieces, just whatever you'd like. And I just kind of fold it really elegantly, like all those gorgeous charcuterie boards we see on Instagram. Fab. Oh, yum. Oh, I just remembered something. I want to add a little bit of fresh ground pepper to the top. I just think it makes it look cool. It's plenty salty, so it doesn't need any of that. Then, oh my gosh, we're almost done, you guys. It's really straightforward. Some microgreens. You might see these in the grocery store. You're like, why would I ever buy those? But microgreens just add a nice little flavor, and mostly they're there for color. They're sort of, what parsley was in the 80s. You know how they do it on the corner, or if you're like at a deli, they do it on a little corner of something. So we're not doing that. We are garnishing with just some beautiful microgreens. So if you want to do this appetizer style, it's a lot easier to build them with the bread already cut. I mean, I'm not recommending this for your like daily lunch sandwich, but for a little cocktail party or a nice little brunch, it's divine. And then just to set this up, all I do is just put these down a nice skinny platter. If you don't have skinny platters, you definitely need to see my Entertaining Essentials video where I show you all the things that you should have. Oh my gosh, so cute. I mean, I am so hungry. I feel like when your friends walk in and see this, they're gonna think you hired a caterer, but you will know that you certainly didn't. You just threw together a couple really simple ingredients in a fun way, and you can drink a little bit more champagne and enjoy your friends more because you're not baking, you're not cooking, and this will just sit out room temperature, ready to go. Love it. Please let me know what you think of this really easy tartine recipe in the comments section. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And until next time, I will see you all later. Thanks so much. Bye.